We kind of need to talk about censorship and localizations and all that wonderful stuff we see here, especially in the United States, in the Western Hemisphere. When we get something that has been made overseas, especially in the Eastern side of things in Japan, and over there's not as much of this whole idea that they have to like tone down a character's sexuality, that they have to make women ugly, that they have to defeminize any piece of femininity that a female character in a game has. Over here, we're just obsessed with it. All of our game developers are always trying to tone things down. If you recall this article here from Bounding Into Comics back in January, Bandai Namco, the localization team, admitted that they order Japanese devs to censor their female character designs. The quote here says, "We tell them that the cleavage is a bit too exposed or the skirt is a bit too short." This is a recurring theme that we see all the time. And look, I don't think it needs to be said, but I'll go ahead and say it. I'm not some Coomer brain degenerate that just needs a bunch of naked characters running around on the screen. I'm married. I got 3 kids. I'm almost 40. I just want to see characters look feminine. I want to see the masculine characters look masculine. I don't have a problem if a character's got cleavage or a revealing outfit. I'm not going to go over here and jerk off to it, but the reality is it's okay for these characters to be feminine. It doesn't have to be 100% sexualized all the time. And it doesn't have to be completely covered to not be sexualized. There's a nice happy medium. And unfortunately, the pendulum has swung so far the other direction to where these people who are... It's like the 80s and 90s, the evangelical right wing that wanted to like censor everything and not have anything promiscuous at all. Well, now it's like the left wing has become puritanical to the point where they're trying to censor femininity in games. And anything that could be like remotely sexualized, that has to get like the ban hammer. They can't allow it. It has to be changed. It has to be covered up. The female characters have to be made ugly. They have to have masculine features. The characters have to be androgynous. It's just embarrassing. So here from Fandom Pulse, we have an article about this where in the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the producers claimed that they were embarrassed over some of the classic game mechanics. One of them being the part of the game where you go in and you can actually like find Tifa's underwear. That's the orthopedic underwear. And of course, it's meant to be one of those things where it's kind of silly and embarrassing for the characters and your character gets chastised for it or whatever. So it's supposed to be a small, non-important thing, but it's just part of the game. So, unfortunately, these are the things that kind of offend modern sensibilities and they get cut for that very reason. So what we have now is recently we've got the clips coming out from the game where people were thinking, oh my god, this is great. Look, Tifa has bobs and it's not censored and there's a little bit of jiggle here. And you can see in this clip that it's like normal interaction between a guy and a girl where the guy realizes, oh my god, she's hot, like for the first time. Like, it's like, oh my god, my friend actually has boobs. Where do those come from? It's a normal human reaction. It's very normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's nothing disgusting or degenerate. It's just normal human interactions here. But of course, that has to be censored. Now, as I've heard so far, this is in the game. This isn't going anywhere. There's even like a little mini game where she's doing sit-ups or something. So you would think that that's the end of it. There's not going to be any other question about it. That's done. So now we're seeing that apparently there was an 8 gigabyte update just to censor a tiny bit of her cowgirl outfit. I'm not even kidding. So this is a real... oh, this is funny. This is Tifa for a modern audience right here. The face from the Fable chick. So literally this little triangle of black right here. And again, I'm not saying that if this was the original if this was the original costume design, that there's anything wrong with it. But the original costume had a tiny bit of a V-neck where there's a little bit of cleavage. And for some reason, they felt in this recent patch that they had to cover that up. And then what happens is you get gaslit by these people. So this article here from Gfinity Esports says, Final Fantasy fans are mad that Tifa got, quote, censored again. Final Fantasy fans love complaining about Tifa. This is how the article starts. To keep some parity between Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and its predecessor Remake, Square Enix has updated the 2020 game so they match up better. Unfortunately, it was a Tifa outfit that was updated, which means fans are now complaining about, quote, censorship and the company, quote, being woke. A Twitter post from Alex Donaldson reveals that Tifa's cowgirl attire from Remake was updated to look how it does in Rebirth. This means giving the then 15-year-old character a sports bra, just like her current character model, which has resulted in some gross comments. Once again, gamers are mad they can't ogle a teenage version of their waifu anymore. That's not even it. Again, This is how they are intentionally trying to gaslight people into thinking that you're just a degenerate for complaining about them changing small things with intent. The intent is to make characters less desirable. And I'm not saying you should be desiring sexually like a 15-year-old character. You're missing the point if that's what you're thinking or taking out of this. My point is simply, the character was this way before. We now, in our modern idiotic brains, think that that's a problem and we have to change it. And we're seeing this more and more. It's just becoming so tiresome, and the fact that they're going to go out here and gaslight people is what makes people upset. But I don't know. You let me know if you're going to play this game or not. I was never a huge fan of Final Fantasy past the first original couple, but I might play it if I have the chance. I haven't decided on this one yet, but let me know what you guys think about all this. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have 2 channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.